In this video, we're going to talk about the 2.1 to 2.3 quiz. So go ahead and do this along with me. This is going to look very much like what you will see on the quiz. So the first section, we are looking at some linear equations, and we want to find the slope, the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and graph it. So first off, remember, if an equation is in slope-intercept form, there is your slope, there is your y-intercept. So we can instantly answer the question that our slope is -2/3 and our y-intercept is 6. Now I don't just want you to put 6, I want you to write that as the point 0, 6. So graphing it should be pretty easy. We're going to start over here at 6. We can count down 2 and to the right 3. But our graph paper it lends itself to going up 2 and to the left 3, as long as you reverse both of those directions. Let's start that again. So we have a y-intercept of 6, so put that on there. And then we're going to go down 2 and over 3. And I'm just going to kind of keep going here until I have kind of a graph stretched out. And you can even go both directions. And let's put our graph on. And in this case, you can clearly see that our x-intercept is 9. Please write that as the point 9, 0. But if you want to check it algebraically, just remember you're going to let y equal 0. Subtract 6. To divide off the -2/3, just multiply the other side times the reciprocal, which would be -3/2, which would be +18 divided by 2, or 9. Okay, so remember our x-intercept, you're going to let y equal 0. Our y-intercept is where you let x equal 0. So that is our first one there. Let's try another. For our second problem, it is not in slope-intercept form, so I like doing my intercepts first. And I'm going to make what I call that 0, 0 chart. The first one is our y-intercept when x equals 0. So if x is 0, we're going to get 0 minus 5y equals 20, or y equals -4. So that's the point 0, -4. And then the second one on our chart is where y equals 0. So we get 4x minus 0 equals 20, or x equals 5. So that's the point 5, 0. And let's go ahead and put those on our chart. So I'm going to put number 1 here. I'm going to put number 2 here. Okay. And so I know I hit the y-axis at -4. I hit the x-axis at 5. And then I can continue that line here, but let me stretch it out. What's great about our x and y intercepts is they clearly are going to show us our slope. We have gone up 4 and over 5 for a +4/5 slope. Now you can also get that equation into slope-intercept form. It will also get you the same slope of 4/5. There are many ways to do the problem, so you do it whatever method you feel most comfortable. So there is number 2. Let's take a look at number 3. Number 3, this is when its y equals number is a horizontal line. When its x equals a number, that's a vertical line. Now let's start with our horizontal line. Let's go and let's put it in this top corner here. So that's the line y equals 4. So you're going to hit the y-axis at 4, just put a little dot where y equals 4 on the y-axis, and then go through that point. And then we can answer all the questions that we want about the line. Well, the slope is 0. You go up nothing, but you go left to right, however many you want. There is no x-intercept, but the y-intercept is the point 0, 4. Okay, so let's look at it again. The slope is 0 for a horizontal line. It never hits the x-axis, but it does hit the y-axis at a value of 4, so the point 0, 4. And then finally, let's go ahead. I'm just trying to get a different color here. Okay, we got it. For this bottom one, x equals 7, let's put that right here. That is a vertical line, so hit the x-axis at 7 and make your vertical line. Okay, and then what would our slope be? Well, the slope of a vertical line is undefined. It would be a number over 0, which is undefined. We have an x-intercept this time of 7, so the point 70, but we have no y-intercept. So that is the graphing portion of our quiz. Now let's take a look at our systems. There are going to be 4 equations like you see here. Let's do our first one. That is a great one to use substitution on. The reason I think that is because since these are opposites, the y's, when we add these 2 equations together, will be eliminated. So let's add those 2 together. And we get 3x, the y's are gone, equals -3. So x is -1. Now you're not done. Remember, you are finding the point of intersection. So where the x is, put in a -1 and solve for y. In this case, if we add 1 to both sides, we get that y is equal to 2. So write your answer, please, as an ordered pair. Now, I don't care what method you use, but what I do care is that you solve them the way you're most comfortable. So I'm just going to tell you where I think that would fall. So 6, I think, use substitution. So where we see y, let's put in x minus 2. So I've just substituted into the second equation x minus 2 in place of the y. So then we get 2x plus 3x minus 6 equals 14. Now, from here, let's just do a little bit of solving. We get 5x minus 6 equals 14. Then if we add 6 to both sides, we get 5x equals 20. So x is equal to 4. Now remember, we're not done. We have to find both the x and the y, but y equals x minus 2. So if we put the 4 right there, we got it. So it's y equals 4 minus 2, or y is 2. So the answer is the ordered pair for 2. Two more to try. The next are our word problems. Let's look at number 7. So here's a word problem, and it says that the sum of 2 numbers is 18. So let's just call those numbers x and y. So x plus y is 18. And then it says that 4 times one number is equal to 5 times the other. So it doesn't matter which you call, the 4 and the 5, but I just kind of go in order alphabetically, and it just helps me. Now, I think this problem would use substitution a little nicer. So let's make this y equals 18 minus x. So we can put that right there. So we get 4x equals 5 times the quantity of 18 minus x, and then distribute that 5. And then we're going to add 5x to both sides. So we're going to get 9x equals 90. So x is 10. So you're not done, remember. The sum is 18. So that means if you put the 10 back in here, y is 18 minus 10, or 8. So the points are 10 and 8. Now, if you called x and y other things, you might have gotten the answer 8, 10. That's okay. I just need to know what the two numbers are. So the order doesn't really matter. Okay, so there is number 7. And lastly, one more word problem to go. Let's try number 8. So it says a company sells paintbrushes. 7 2-inch brushes and 4 3-inch brushes cost a total of $32.50. Now before we move on, let's call X the number of 2-inch brushes we are going to buy, and Y the number 3-inch brushes we're going to buy. Okay, so I know that 7 of the X's and 4 of the Y's total $32.50. So that's what that first line tells us. Now the second one says that 9 of the 2 inches plus 3 of the 3-inch brushes cost $33.75. How much is the cost of each type? Well, that's a system of equations. I am going to use elimination this time. Let's multiply the top one by 3 and the bottom one by -4. My main focus is to turn those into 12 and -12. Now you could use this number, use 63. It's just bigger. So I like to use this one and do 12. So I get 21x plus 12y equals 97.50. And then -36x minus 12y equals -135. Now, it's just elimination now. We just got to add these two together. So when we add those two together, we're going to get -15x equals -37.50. Now what's great at this point is you just divide by -15, and we got it. And we get that the cost of a 2-inch brush, 2.5, means it's $2.50. Now are we done? No, we are not. We need to find the cost of a 3-inch brush. So we're going to do this time, let's use the top equation. Now let's use the bottom. 9 times 2.5 plus 3y equals 33.75. So just distribute. Let's subtract 22.50 from both sides and divide by 3. And the 3-inch brush we find to be $3.75. So that is how we do some of the linear systems. So you can look over this to study for the quiz. The quiz is going to look just like this.